Hello, Kim. I'm Travis. How are you? Thanks for sending me the videos on WhatsApp. I'm going to take a look. We're going to start with this one because you don't make it. And your technique on this one is actually quite similar to what you're doing here, where you make, 6? One of the things that you're doing that's completely different from what I normally teach is you're bending your knees a lot, like right here. When you come up, you're pulling your knees into you, which is, in a way, it's actually helpful. Let me get back here. It's kind of helpful because you're making your lower body smaller. So while you're pulling your upper body over the top, it rotates your body easier to get over the rings. But the truth is that when you do this, you're still having to do a lot of pulling with your upper body because the lower body, it's not really helping you go over the top of the rings. So when you get into here, you see that little kick at the end? Kick. You continue to do this kick. Kick. And kick. So this kick is what's helping you sit up and over the rings. And yeah, you're thinking about maybe going, maybe not, huh? That's a big bend in the knees and the back also, which we'll talk about a little bit. But yeah, you pull your knees in so much that you have to kick them back out to sit up. So I'm really, this actually looks quite a bit like the one in the other video here. So I'm actually quite a bit of a straight leg person. Now you can see you bend your knees in the back here as well. So you bend them in the back. Your head's kind of looking upward. That's not that big of a deal. You have a lot of spring in your shoulders. Now, if we watch your hip height, now you pull your feet in and then you go up and over the top. Honestly, it looks like you're just lacking a little commitment on this one. And you tend to get the ring underneath your left arm first. So you've got a little bit of a chicken wing. You can see that your left hand is closer to your ribs and your right hand is out to the side. That usually means that if I look at your right hand right there, it looks like you're pushing down on the ring, and that means that you're probably going to be switching that left hand over the top first. Maybe your right hand's strong, maybe your left hand's strong, but usually somebody does this when they feel more strength in one arm, and then they try to get the other one over the top while they hold position. Really, this is close. You could have made that. All you had to do was, let me just pause there. All you had to do was just pull the ring backward a little bit. So your arm, your elbow's too low. So if you just pull the ring backward, that way we can get the elbow up and the hand here. And we want the strap, change color. We want the strap against the biceps. Okay? So, I mean, you know this. You're already doing muscle ups. This is also a little too far forward. I would try to just pull the elbow up behind you. Your other video though, you have a better view so we can kind of get a better look at like what's happening here. There's a couple things that I'm going to recommend, and I only recommend them because I feel like the whole point of kipping is to use your lower body's momentum to help the upper body. By swinging your lower body, you're also lightening the amount of pulling that you're going to have to do with your upper body. So, for example, say we just cut your legs off, okay? You have no legs. And then you do a muscle up, get up and over the top. How hard is that without, legs? It's easier than doing it with legs if your legs aren't helping. And that's kind of what, when you do a muscle up and you don't use the momentum from your lower body so much, it's kind of like doing it without legs. So what we want to do here, what I would recommend, first position here, I'm a fan of trying to get a little bit more stretch in the underarm here. Now, you seem to have maybe tight lats or pecs, and maybe that's preventing you from getting as much of a stretch. The hands are in front of your shoulders. This is great. We want that. A lot of people, they'll kind of have the rings above their shoulders. That's not good. Let's get rid of these lines. And then your feet being way up here. That's kind of another issue that I would point out. This doesn't help necessarily, okay? When your legs come whipping around, this amount of leg doesn't carry much weight, so it doesn't provide a lot of momentum. But this part of your body and this part of your body does carry a lot of momentum because it can, carries the majority of your body weight. If you have your legs straighter, so I'm going to switch colors here. If you had your legs straighter out here, even if the feet aren't as high, or even if your feet were down here, that's going to work as a giant piece of body. And so now you have from here to here, moving downward and then forward and then upward as one piece. When you do it that way, it carries a lot of momentum compared to just having your feet come up and then whipping through. So it's better to have your feet low and to have your body moving more as one piece than it is to have your feet go high and have them come whipping around. It just doesn't give you much momentum. So I would recommend straightening body. Here, you actually have a really good timing and positioning on the hips. Because like I just said, I am a fan of straight legs. I would actually want the legs straight out this way. And then to snap the hips, I would have you pull this is your foot, sorry. Pull your foot backward, which would shoot your hips forward, causing a bit of an arch. And then you'd pull the rings towards your chest this way. And then you'd V up. So kind of sending your hips backward and your feet forward. We're going to watch what you do here. So you kind of run out of momentum. You go up, run out of momentum, and then you sit up. This works. I'm telling you, obviously it works. What tends to happen though is if you get into bad positioning here, because you're pretty horizontal. You're not quite like flat, but you're pretty horizontal. And when you're that horizontal, that means you have to sit your upper body up. Let me see if I can pause it. To get over the rings, you're gonna need to be like this, right? Kind of like bent forward over the rings. Now just look at, sorry, this should have been curved. Okay, so in purple, look at this angle of your upper body to get up over the rings and where your body is here. So you take that, say this to here to vertical is 90 degrees, and then you got to lean a little bit further forward. So we'll say another 45 degrees. So that equals 135 degrees. That's a 3. That your upper body has to rotate to get up over the top of the rings. And there. So that's your position. You were laid all the way back, not quite horizontal, but like this. And now your body is here. So you had to rotate that far to get up and over the top of the rings. This happens when your lower body comes up close to the height of your upper body. So when you're down like this and your head's back and you're pulling on the rings like this, okay? So that's supposed to be your foot. So when you're leaned back like this, you have a lot of upper body rotation to do. And what I would recommend, clear that out, is trying to get your body to keep the feet beneath you as you're getting up into this position, because then you just go from this angle to this angle, which is about 90 degrees. Takes less time, so way quicker, and you actually use the momentum of the legs that went forward to pull them backward, and that throws your hips up high, and it also helps spring your upper body up and forward. So if I were to give you some tips, let me just get you over here. If I were to give you some tips, my tip would be straighten your legs on everything. And then instead of trying to think about driving your hips forward, think about pulling, when you swing your straight legs forward, swing them forward and whip them backward. It's going to keep you more in this vertical position it's not vertical, it's horizontal. But from here to a transition over the top, it's just a quick little V-up and you're up and over the top. So that's my recommendation. That's all the time I've got for you right now. Let me know if you want any more information on the Kipping Ring Muscle Up program, or if you just like this type of stuff. All right, talk to you soon. Kim, I believe it's Kim. Take care.